Today is most auspicious day, appearance day of our previous Guru and most prominent for us, Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur appearance. Our Gurudev wrote biography, so based on that I try to remember. I cannot read everything because it is very long, so we are offering this pranam mantra, Namo Bhaktivinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Bharayate. I offer my obeisances to Srila Satchit Ananda Bhaktivinod Thakur, who is an embodiment of the transcendental potency of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the best of the followers of Rupa Goswami. Yesterday also I told about, on Lalita's day, that he himself revealed who he is. He is the best of the followers of Sri Rupa Manjari, who is dearest to Shalita Saki, the foremost of Radharani's 8 confidantes, that is Sakis. In various places in his own writings, Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur has indicated this divine identity. Jugala Sevai Shri Rasa Mandale Nijukta Koro Amai, Lalita Sokiro Ajogya Kinkore Binada Dhoriche Pae. Praying, engage me in the service of the divine couple in the circle of the divine Rasa Mandal. Bhaktivinod Thakur, the most unworthy servant of Lalita Saki, holds tight to your lotus feet. This is from Kalyan Kalpataru. Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur also gives his eternal spiritual identity as Kamala Manjari, the servant of Sri Rupa Manjari, in the song Siddhi Lala sing in his Gita Mala. This is one song book. Her kunja is in the bower of Lalita, Sri Braja Swananda Sukada Kunja, where she sets the standard of worship to the divine couple. Barane Tarit Vasa Taravali Kamala Manjari Nam Sare Baro Varsha Vaya Satata Swananda Sukada Dham. I am Kamala Manjari. My bodily hue is like that of lightning, and I wear a sari, the color of a clear night sky, sprinkled with stars. I am 12.5 years old, and I live in Swananda Sukada Kunja. In Sri Navadip Bhavataranga also he describes this when he enters into Samadhi, and there in that transcendental vision he sees himself as Kamala Manjari. So why this Kamala Manjari from Golok Vrindavan, maidservant of Radharani, had to appear in this world? It was by the order of Krishna and Radharani as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself with the mood of Radharani, because he wanted to taste Radharani's love and also to distribute that to everyone. So he came and did this, but after his disappearance and disappearance of his immediate followers and successors, then there was a darkness in the Gauriya sky, because so many pseudo-sects, apasampradayas, cropped up. Our Gurudev used this word, means they grew, sprouted. They were saying, we are practicing and propagating the teaching of Mahaprabhu, but actually they were not. They were doing immoral activities in the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message. So 13 Apasampradayas, they were already mentioned by Totaram Das Babaji Maharaj. He was living in Navadip before Bhaktivinod Thakur. He already saw this and he wrote this verse. Aul Baul Kartabaja Nera Darvesh Sai Sahajia Saki Beki Smarta Jat Gosai Otibari Churadhari Gaurango Nagori Tota Kohe Ei Terror Sanga Nahi Kori. You should not, Totarandas Babaji is saying you should not associate with these Apasampradayas. Then you will not get eternal welfare. You will be misled by them into some other things. Each has different specifics. Now also that is continuing. It is now there are more, like 40 or more Apasampradayas. They're saying Mahaprabhu, but doing immoral. So the upper class society in Bengal, when they saw such immoral activities, and in the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it's like illicit sex connection and cheating and so many other things, they became disgusted. Oh, if this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching, then we hate it. We will never accept. So the dignity of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was lost even in Bengal, what to speak in other places. Even in Bengal where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very sad to see this. I came to give out of compassion. Bhaktivinod Thakur wrote that song we are singing. Atyanta Durlava Prem Kori Varedan Shikaya Sharanagati Bhakatero Pran. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this world with his dham and his associates to give the highest type of prema, that is Braja Prema or Madhuraja Prema, by teaching Sharanagati. But they were not teaching Sharanagati, they were teaching sense enjoyment. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very sad, and he also saw that all books were there. Upanishads, Vedanta, Bhagavatam, Puranas, and the books written by 6 Goswamis. So many books they written, and Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat, everything was there. But no one could understand what is the actual teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Without Charanagati, no one can understand. And how we can get that Charanagati? It is by association and mercy of one who is surrendered, Sharanagata. So practical must be there. Example. So he, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, sent Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur, Kamala Manjari, you have to go and you have to rectify the situation. You have to show them by your own example what is actually my teaching, pure teaching about Krishna Prema. So Bhaktivinod Thakur came. That was the reason why he had to come, because of this situation, very bad situation. Then Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur, he wrote so many books, 100 books in different languages to present what is the actual teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by refuting all those Apasampradayas teachings and Mayavad and all this, to show by contrast what is what. And by his own example, he was pure devotee, and he played the pastime of a householder in order to mix with people freely and see what they are thinking. And based on that, accordingly, he will give advice. And by his own example, because both is necessary. In Mahaprabhu's Lila, you can find there are some ascetics, devotees, and some are household devotees. to show by example how one should worship Supreme Lord. Bhaktivinod Thakur sang in one song, Grihe tako, bone tako, sada hori bole dako. Whether you are in household life or in forest, no problem, but always you have to chant Harinam. And in another song, yes, that Jibon Samapta Kale Koribo Bhajan, that song is very good. We are thinking I will do bhajan later on when I'm old. Now I want to enjoy the sense enjoyment. But Bhaktivinod Thakur said an intelligent person or a real knowledgeable person will never say like this. Because where is the guarantee that you will live up to old age? And also what habit you will now make that you will have at that time, you will be so much attached, like Prahlad said, to all things. No time for bhajan, mind will be always, and diseases, so many diseases when you're old, all the time continuous diseases. So that will take away your mind. If you are not well established in your real identity, then that will disturb you. Once Srila Bharati Maharaj, I got jaundice or something, maybe in some other jaundice also, yes, also I asked. So he said, you have to take care of your health. For me, there is no difference. If my body is sick or not, I never lose remembrance of Krishna. Because already he's in that transcendental platform always. So it will not steal away his mind, these things. Because he's not actually feeling that pain. Like if you are in sky, in airplane, you don't feel on the ground if there is earthquake or not. Like that, pure devotees, they're always in real self. They don't feel any pain of this body, mind, nothing. So for them, it is same. They are always doing bhajan. But for conditioned souls, because you are attached and you are feeling pain, that will take away our mind. And we will not be able to concentrate on Krishna bhajan. So for that reason, it is good to take care of this, so that it is more favorable for bhajan. At least we have to do our duty, then how much we can get, that depends on Krishna. But if one does bhajan from early age, then till old age he will already have that habit of bhajan and concentration and everything, so he will not be so much disturbed by that all the time diseases. Even Bhaktivinod Thakur in that song, he's saying, Barda ke ekon, pancharoge hoto kemone bodigo bolo. Now I'm old, I have so many diseases, how I will do bhajan? And it is due to my previous bad habits. Sheshava Jovane, Jora Sukho Songe, Abhyasa Hoilo Manda. In my youth, Jora Sukho Songe, I was always engaged, always connected with this material happiness, sense enjoyment. So now, Nijo Karma Doshe, by default of my own activities, I am having this body which is unfavorable for bhajan, always diseased and no concentration to Harinam. So everything he taught by his own example. So household, but in his last stage, like I think last 6 years or so, he took Babaji Besh and was doing bhajan all the time inside there in Godrundvip, Swananda Sukada Kunja. But he was giving Bhagavatam Harikatha And also he wanted to preach if they will take him by horse to some place. Always he was fully engaged in the service of Krishna. So all the 26 prominent qualities of Vaishnavas were fully manifested in Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur, those which are mentioned in Shastra, everything. We are daily praying for his grace because he is in our Guru Parampara. Shuddha Bhakti Pracharasya Muli Bhuta Ihotama Shri Bhaktivinod Devas Tat Priyatena Vishrutaha. There are 2 Guru Parampara songs written by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, that is in Bengali and this one is in Sanskrit. Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur is the transcendental personality who is the root of the preaching movement of pure devotion. He is renowned as one who is there to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then, followers of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur like Srila Sridhar Maharaj, Jajavar Gosai Maharaj, they wrote songs also to sing his glories. There is one song by Srila Bhakti-Rakshidhar Dev Gosai Maharaj. He wrote it during the time of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in glorification of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. After reading that song, Prabhupada was fully satisfied, very happy. And especially one verse he liked. I will come later to that verse. Prabhupada, after reading that verse, he said, okay, now I'm relieved. Now I know that after me, there will be at least one person who will be able to present what I wanted to say. So he wrote so many books. Main are like, Jaiva Dharma. That is all Siddhanta, Gauriya Siddhanta of the Goswamis is there inside. Based on Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nilamani and Sat Sandarbha of Jiva Goswami, everything is there inside. Also Lila, Ashtakalya Lila, Vaidhi Bhakti Raga, totally everything is there inside. And it is in the form of a novel and it is also to refute Mayavad, because the one Mayavadi in the beginning he comes, and then later on also many arguments of Mayavadis they are refuted, and then when one comes to pure platform, pure devotion in Raga Marg, then also he is explaining about Rasa Tattva in third part. So in our mat, Jaiva Dharma everyone must read. First book. Like you can read Shikastaka with commentary of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and also Padashamrita, commentary of Bhaktivinoda and Prabhupada. This is like basis for practice. And also Jaiva Dharma is a must. Our Gurudev also, when he was in house, then he met his Gurudev in Gwalpara and he became attracted, and he also asked some questions to Parang Gurudev by letter to Calcutta. Then Parang Gurudev used to reply some question, but then later, after some time, he said, you should read Jaiva Dharma. There you will get answers to all your questions. So our Gurudev went to that library in Gwalpara, in his birthplace, and one book was there, Jaiva Dharma, and that librarian, he said, you are the first to request for this book, no one else till now. So Gurudev took and he read it, And he said, really, all my doubts, that is of course Gurudev's Srila, he said, all my doubts were clear. Even those questions which we cannot think of, Bhaktivinod Thakur is giving there and also answering. So all tattvas, Jiva tattva, Bhagavat tattva, Dham tattva, totally everything is there in very clear form. And then Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur also wrote one prominent book, Chaitanya Shikshamrita. That is like a Jaiva Dharma, same Siddhanta is also there, but it is more connected with Western philosophies also. Like in Jaiva Dharma, it is going on in Godrundvip, and Mayapur also Sriva Sangam there, and mostly like this Vedic, those scriptures. But in Chaitanya Shikshamrita, he also discusses Christianity, Buddhism, Muslim, and so many forms of Mayavad and everything. If you read book, then same Siddhanta you will get, but in a slightly different format. It is more suitable for Westerners to know comparison, like Jaiva Dharma for Westerners. But both one has to read. Like to our Gurudev, Parang Gurudev said first you read Jaiva Dharma, but to our Acharya Maharaj, he said first you read Chaitanya Shikshamrita, then Jaiva Dharma, and our Gurudev later Shikshamrita. Then he started magazine printing, because that time printing press came. Magazine, he used to preach through magazine, Sajjan Toshani, many articles are there. And later also I can come to the books. So here the family of Bhaktivinod Thakur is also not ordinary, very high class family. And Ananda Chandra, his father, and Jagamohini Devi, they are his parents in Ulagram, Birnagar, that is near Navadip. On today's day, he appeared and his parents gave him the name Kedarnath. Then when he was a child, he wrote one autobiography. He was going to many different people and asking them questions, those who were doing some ditties and so many things. And he was always very inquisitive and frank, and did not accept immediately everything, only if there was proof, like this. But ultimately he understood that one cannot come to conclusion by speculation. One has to chant Harinam with faith, then all truth will be revealed to his heart. As was in his heart, he already wrote his first song when he was 2 years old. Who can do this? Which ordinary child? 2 years. And I want to find he already. Yes. First song at 2 years old. Yes, this I will read this because our Gurudev repeated this all the time. This extraordinary display of talent gave an indication of his future vocation and the transcendental devotional songs he would write later in his life. Songs full of devotion to the Lord and sacred sentiment like his are not the result of any worldly scholarship or creativity, but are self-manifested in the eternally perfect associate of the Lord. The words of the residents of Vaikuntha are all not different from the object of their speech, the Supreme Lord. That is same. like name and Supreme Lord is same. So that Harikatha about him or songs about him coming from realized platform, they are not different from him. And they are acting like mantra, even if you don't understand the meaning. Our Gurudev told, if you only sing, without understanding meaning, also you will get devotional result. They can in no way be compared to any mundane sound vibration. Every word used by Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur is divine ambrosia, which awakens the mood of love for the Lord and is full of the flavors of devotional sentiment. Then here, why Gurudev wrote this? Because he said, I got my own experience. When I came to the mud, renouncing house, then my Gurudev took me to different places for preaching. Then I had this service of writing letters when Gurudev would dictate. Then suddenly, in between writing one letter, suddenly Gurudev told me, you stop, you bring that book Kalyan Kalpataru, song book, you bring it here and you read here in front of me. Then Gurudev was surprised and he got that book and he came back and he started reading in front of Parangurudev. They were alone. And after some time, Gurudev told, all ecstatical symptoms, transcendental divine ecstatical appeared in me. I was crying and hair standing on end and my voice became choked. I could not speak anything. Then when Parangurudev saw this, then he said, okay, now you stop. Then Gurudev said, I understood that Parangurudev wanted to show me that I should not have any doubts in Bhaktivinod Thakur. He said, these words are not ordinary words. They are transcendental words coming from transcendental realm here. He is a personal associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You should not think. Then Gurudev said, perhaps I had in my heart such doubts that how we renounced house, we came to the mud, we are ascetics, brahmacharis, sannyasis. How Bhaktivinod Thakur, householder, can be our guru? Then by this pastime, Parangurudev showed me, means his Gurudev showed that you should not think like that. Bhaktivinod Thakur is playing the pastime of being householder, but actually he is pure devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. On the desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was playing the pastime of householder. So then, Gurudev told this everywhere. Even once he wrote me in one letter, he said, if you have no faith in Bhaktivinod Thakur, then everything is 0, 0, 0. Nothing. If you don't have faith in Bhaktivinod Thakur. Once in Calcutta also Gurudev told, and he said he can give Krishna Bhakti to everyone. And Gurudev also told Gauriya Mat minus Bhaktivinod Thakur is 0. Everything what is done in Gauriya Mat or also ISKCON, it is extension. From morning till night, everything is Bhaktivinod Thakur. Mangalarati song. Then all songs we are singing, Ohe Vaishnava Thakur, Doera Sagar, and other Nityananda songs, all Gaurango, all Radha Krishna songs, so many for Radharani, Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya, Gurudev Boro Kripa Kori, Gurudev Kobe Tava Karuna Prakasha, so many Guru songs, Bhaktivinod Thakur wrote. And then Madhyana Bhogarati Jashomati Nandana Brajabaranagara, Jai Radha Madhava song. Then Sandhya Arati, Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandar, Arati Ko Shobha. And Jai Jai Radha Krishna Jugala Milan, all, and Mahaprasad, that Sharira Vidyajal, all the time. Bhaktivinoda Thakur and all books, commentary to Chaitanya Charitamrita, he wrote. Then to all Goswami's books, he wrote some commentaries, or he made songs out of that, like of Padashamrita songs made by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Then Bhajan Rahasya we are reading for Kartik, and we are singing his kirtans, Shikastaka songs, Leela songs, everything he wrote. When doing Navadipdam Parikrama, we are reading his book. Everything Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Gauriya Math. So we are, Srila Krishna, Sridhar Maharaj told, we are Bhaktivinod Paribar. We belong to the family of Bhaktivinod. Like you have Narottam Paribar, Shyamananda Paribar. Paribar means family. Or like other Parivaras, Advaita Parivar, Nityananda Parivar. We are Bhaktivinod Parivar, coming from him. His personal associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we are connected with him. That is our Guru Parampara. And he revealed this point to the world in Kalyan Kalpataru, that there is Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru. And Shiksha Guru may be prominent. Both are embodiment of Krishna's mercy. So when we find that Shiksha Guru is prominent, then he is to be accepted. That is why our Guru Parampara is like that. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, he is initiated by one Diksha Guru, but he was always coming to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So we are putting him there. And Jagannath Das Babaji, Bhaktivinoda Thakur accepted him as Shiksha Guru. Like that it is going up. So at only 6, he had learned all the details of the historical epics, Mahabharata. At the age of 6 and Ramayana, we cannot even read whole Mahabharata, no time. And the Ramayana, they are very long, but he already knew all details of that. Is an ordinary 6-year-old capable of such a feat? Without divine mercy, it is impossible to understand the purports of all the devotional scriptures, which are non-different from the Lord himself. Like Lord, we cannot know without Sharanagati. Also, these scriptures we cannot know. Veda Narayana Shakshat. Vedas are directly Narayan. The meaning of the scriptures was revealed in the heart of the Thakur on its own. Thus, there is a basic difference between his explanations of scripture and those derived from a mundane scholarly analysis. Or like Guru Parampara, they will say, the qualification of Guru is he must got mantra from that person, he got from that person. But they are not even saying that the Guru must be a realized soul. He must be devoted to Krishna, a realized soul. Then potency will be there. Otherwise, only physical connection, that is not enough. So realize, so because at that time this was going on, like business of Guru Paramparas. They show the paper, yes, we are Gurus, or we are from this family, but that is not enough. If this is there, it is okay, but spiritual realization must be there, devotion. Then it can be accepted. So, he was also married when very young. Then he was studying, and he also refuted one his teacher, because he said something illogical about Supreme Lord, that you cannot describe Supreme Lord. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, then why you explain that he has no form? That is also description. So that is not correct. So in this way he used to and refute. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur studied Brahmo Dharma, that is one Indian, then Christianity, Bible and Quran. That is why you will find all these are written in his book Chaitanya Shikshamrita, comparative study, also in Tattva Viveka, one book of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. There he spoke about all different kinds of philosophies going on in this world. What is their conception about real self and like this? Then when he finishes that, there he explains Christianity, Buddhist, everything, and shows how they are lacking. And then in next part, second part of the book, he explains what is the actual truth as realized by Samadhi, by Atma Samadhi, when your Atma will give reply, like that book starts with, who am I, where do I come from, what is the purpose, like this. Then giving answer of all these different religions, philosophies like this. But then he says, but if you directly ask Atma, what reply Atma will give from on transcendental platform, that clear absolute vision in Samadhi, these are the answers. Then he is explaining pure Siddhanta, pure truth. Very nice book, Tattva Viveka. Then he also wrote Tattva Sutra and Amnaya Sutra. In different formats he wrote, like novel, Jaiva Dharma, and Prem Pradeep also is novel, and Chaitanya Shikshamrita is prose. Krishna Sanhita is half prose, half verses. Then Bhajan Rahasya is songs with shlokas. Then this, so many songs, 4 song books he wrote. Narottam Thakur wrote 2, Prema Bhakti Chandrika and Prarthana. But they are very high class, meant for those who are already purified. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he wrote 4 song books, same size, where these anarthas and all these things also are more explained than in Narottam Thakur's book, because we are conditioned souls and there are so many misconceptions going on. So that is why it was necessary to write more elaborately on some points. Narottam Thakur mentioned, but not so elaborately as Bhaktivinoda Thakur, because the need was there. Then there was his grandfather, was Siddha Mahatma, realized soul. So when Bhaktivinoda Thakur came there, then his grandfather prophetically stated that Thakur would be a great Vaishnava. When he said this, then immediately from here, he left his body and went to transcendental realm. This was his last word. He will be a great Vaishnava. And in Puri, then he was engaged as a government service, and he was posted in different places, also in Puri. There he got management of Jagannath temple. So much corruption was going on. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur solved that everything and make it very organized. He did great service and he was judge there. So one Bishkishan, one yogi, had some mystical powers. He could read others' minds, he could cure incurable diseases, all these things. So he claimed that I am God. And he said, I will do Ras Lila. And he invited all girls, and he polluted. Then so many complaints came. Near Bhubaneswar he was staying. So then British government, they called Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He came there, and that Bishkishan wanted to impress Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I know about you. And he said everything. You have wife, these children, or everything. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur was not impressed because he's a pure devotee. So he told us so many complaints against you, so you should not do such activities. And also you declared you will kill all the British men, uttering that verse. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. Supreme Lord comes to protect sadhus and destroy the demons. So in demons, all British are demons, so I will kill them. Then Bishkishan said, no, I am God. Bhaktivinod Thakur said, no, Jagannath is God in Puri. Then he said, no, that is only wood. I am real God. Then Bhaktivinod Thakur, it was fully confirmed that he's improper. So he arrested him and he was put on trial. But that yogi lost power because someone cut off his hair. He first tried to harm Bhaktivinod Thakur in Puri by magic, that black magic. But Bhaktivinod Thakur tolerated and he was not disturbed. Then when he could see that he cannot do anything, then he just fasted. Some say that he fasted till death, some say he took poison and was finished. Then another one claimed he's Brahma and someone claimed that Balaram. So Bhaktivinod Thakur also was engaged to expose them there. And he was also traveling and preaching in different places, Nama Sankirtan and Bhagavatam classes and other scriptures. Then in Puri, also he studied all the Vaishnava scriptures. He does not need, he knows everything. Yesterday we heard Bilasa Manjari Jiva Goswami. The Gopi, they know everything, but they play the pastime of studying and then quoting. So Bhaktivinod Thakur studied the Bhagavatam with commentaries of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and others. Then Govinda Bhasya, Vedanta Sutra of Baladev Vidyabhushan, then Siddhanta Ratnam and Prameya Ratnavali. They are also book on Siddhanta of Baladev Vidyabhushan, and also Six Sandarbhas of Jiva Goswami. And Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Here Gurudev wrote, by making a display of intense study, he demonstrated the necessity of cultivating an understanding of the scriptures in order to learn the truths about pure devotion contained therein. So what Bhaktivinod Thakur wrote in his own books, that is all pure Siddhanta based on all these books. There's no different. But he made it in simple language and in Bengali language, so everyone can understand at that time. Now they are being translated. Our Param Gurudev said to his disciples, you need not do anything. Only you have to translate the books of Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur in different languages of this world and distribute. Then you will do eternal welfare. No need to write your own books out of your own mind. Only you translate Bhaktivinod Thakur. And our Gurudev told, even that is not easy. You need his grace to properly translate, to keep the spirit of his words. You have to pray for his grace, then you can translate. Then also Bhaktivinod Thakur, he started Bhagavatam classes in Jagannath Puri inside temple. There were one side was Brahmin scholars, mostly Mayavadis, that is Mukti Mandap. But Bhaktivinod Thakur made in front of one Lakshmi deity Bhakti Mandap. There he spoke Bhagavatam. Then another one Vaishnav, sincere Vaishnav, but he also could not understand or play the pastime. So he said how Bhaktivinod Thakur, he is not initiated even, how he can explain Bhagavatam. He's not wearing tilak and not wearing tulsi. How he can speak Bhagavatam? But because of this offense, he became severely ill, like about to die. Then he prayed to Jagannath, what happened? Then Jagannath told him, he's not ordinary person, he's my personal associate. you should beg forgiveness from him. Then he immediately begged forgiveness, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, what I can do? Krishna did not yet send me Guru. Guru will give tilak and tulsi mala. So when Krishna will give, then I can. So that Babaji understood now. By the grace of Krishna, Jagannath, he is not ordinary person. Then the most prominent also contribution of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is he prayed for one person who will continue this preaching of pure devotion. Then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur appeared, and he was traveling and preaching, and Prabhupada was with him also. And then in Navadip he discovered birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You know how he saw it, some divine effulgence. And before that also Shiva told him, you have to develop this Navadip. So he started, and he also wrote that Navadip Dham Mahatmya and Navadip Bhava Taranga, the glories of Navadip. And he met Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj few times as Shiksha Guru. Then he, in his old age, he was staying mostly in Godrundip, Sananda Sukhada Kunja. And he played the pastime of being ill, but there was some attack of Smarta Brahmins to Vaishnavas. So they requested Bhaktivinoda Thakur to solve that, but Bhaktivinoda Thakur was too old to reach that place that time. So he said to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that time, Bimala Prasad, you go. So Bimala Prasad went, and he refuted them totally. Then all were happy, all Vaishnavas. They told to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he is your real successor. He can preach about pure devotion, what you started, or revived. Then he disappeared in 1914 in Kolkata to show. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was always staying Godrundip in last age, but he came to Kolkata to disappear there, to show that in preaching field, we are preaching like soldiers. On battlefield, we will die or go. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also disappeared in Calcutta. Our Parangurudev disappeared in Calcutta. Our Gurudev also disappeared in Calcutta. They made such pastime to show that they came for preaching. Kolikata, like when Narad Goswami came to this world and saw how Vrindavan is more beautiful here than in Golok Vrindavan, this lila in this world. Why? Because here it is in dark place, so it is shining so much more. So he wanted to do bhajan there. And once they asked Prabhupada, why you are staying in Kolikata? Why you are not in Vrindavan, Mayapur, Puri, this dham, and do bhajan? Why you are in Kolikata, the place of Koli? Then Prabhupada said, I am not staying in Kolikata. I am staying in Vrindavan Dham or Navadip Dham, because here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is here installed. Radha Krishna are here. That is transcendental realm. I am never staying in Kolkata. So Gauriya Mats, they are also transcendental. They are places of bhajan. They are dham. And they shine even more than dham. If you put dham in like Calcutta, Kolikata or Mumbai or Delhi like this, they will shine more, because that is very dark place, sinful place. But Gauriya Mat will shine. It's transcendental, more shine. So they played this pastime of disappearing from Calcutta. as preachers. So that verse, which was very liked by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, is this one. Shri Gaura nu matam swarupa viditam rupa graje nadritam rupadeh pariveshitam ragu ganair aswaditam sevitam jivadyer abhirakshitam shuka shiva brahmadi samanitam Shri Radha pada sevamritam aho tadatum isho bhavan. About Bhaktivinod Thakur. You are perfectly competent to give the nectar of service to Sri Radharani's feet, which was approved by Gauranga Mahaprabhu, which was understood by Swarup Damodar, adored by Sanatana Goswami, distributed by Sri Rupa Goswami, relished by Raghunath Das Goswami and the rest of Sri Rupa Goswami's followers, and which is held aloft by Sri Shukadeva Goswami, Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. This is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give, that Radha Dasyam and all his followers. So this is what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur came to give, and Prabhupada came to give. So when he read this verse, he said, at least one person will be here after me, that he can present my conclusions. So he was very happy. And so many songs and books, like prominent, I will say, Data Kaustubam on philosophy, Krishna Sanhita, Kalyan Kalpataru songbook, Sajjan Toshani magazine, then commentary on Bhagavad Gita, Rasikaranjan, to satisfy the Rasikas, then Chaitanya Shikshamrita, commentary to Shikastaka Manak Shiksha Upadeshamrita, Prem Pradeep, then Vaishnava Siddhanta Mala, also very nice book, Sri Amnaya Sutram, that is in Sanskrit. He's giving the teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but giving evidences from Upanishads for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching. Navadipdam Mahatmya, Siddhanta Darpan, then so many articles, Tattva Viveka, I told, all what kind of, yes, he wrote what answers will come from mind or intellect about those questions, but what will come from Atma, from reality. He's clearly showing. Jaiva Dharma Tattva Sutra, also Sutra, Mahaprabhu's teaching with giving verses from Upanishads, and also, or no, that is in Amnaya Sutra, also from Chaitanya Charitamrita Bhagavat, giving evidence, Jaiva Dharma, commentary in Ishopanishad, then commentary Chaitanya Charitamrita, in English, Life and Precepts of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, very nice, Kalyan Kalpataru, and he published Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, also Sanatana Goswami, Navadip Bhava Tarangini, Harinam Chintamani, very good book. Haridas Thakur is answering Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about 10 offenses to holy name and what is Namabhas, what is pure name, and Bhajan Pranali, Raganuga, that Bhajan. Bhagavat Arka Marichimala. This was ordered by Swarup Damodar Goswami in dream. He told him, you will have to give gist of Bhagavatam. So according to 10 topics, Dashamula Tattva, Bhaktivinoda Thakur collected verses from Bhagavatam to give evidence, 100 verses, with his own explanation, from his own realization. You will be astonished if you read how he commented on verses of Bhagavatam. Bhajan Rahasya we are reading during Kartik, Krishna Sanhita, Prema Vivarta, that is so many. These are main only. He started first preaching in English also, and for West. He sent his books. He did not go, but he started preaching in West by sending books. Then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur continued also in English, and then A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj fully spread everywhere. So the glories of Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur, they are unlimited. Only some drop we heard today. Our Gurudev told that you associate with those who have faith in Bhaktivinod Thakur and Prabhupada. You associate with them, means inquiry, following, and with love and affection like this, you associate. With others, you respect, but association, close association with those followers of Bhaktivinod Thakur and Prabhupada, then you will get everything. They are Kamala Manjari and Nayan Muni Manjari. And our Parang Gurudev, then Gurudev realized the soul. So how he got it? So there are unlimited glories of Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur. I am remembering his DT forum in his Samadhi Mandir in Navadip, that God room, Swananda Sukhada Kunja. I'm bowing down to his lotus feet and praying for forgiveness for all offenses if I may have committed knowingly or unknowingly, and praying for his causeless mercy to engage me in the service of his lotus feet and of his real followers and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and their deities he installed Gaur Gadadhar. Bhale Gaur Gadadharer Arotine Hari Nodia Puraba Bhave Jau Bori Hari Kalpataru Taleratna Singhasanutari Savu Saki Beshtita Kishora Kishori. Bhaktivinod Thakur, Mangalarati. So I'm praying for his causeless mercy. Tomorrow is also a very auspicious day, disappearance day of Haridas Thakur and our Srila Bharati Gosai Maharaj. And on Friday there is Bishwarup Mahotsav. On that day also Hari Smaran Mahotsav month will end. Friday. Tomorrow we'll continue.